the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious, and I have something unbelievable to show you today. If we look right here, we'll see my friend Waxpaw, and you may notice he has got a clear on Gear Aid 3, Stage 24, the first ever, without Lady Alex nor Iovar. No Lady Alex, no Iovar. It is unbelievable, and it gets even crazier. I am on his account. You can see it's a very good account, almost 7 million BP. However, for an account that looks like this, and looks like this, and looks like this, 7 million actually feels a little low. Could you guess how young this account is? I'll give you a moment. Honestly, it will be a fun game. If you want to take a moment to guess the age of this account in the comment section, please do. It's unbelievable. The first ever clear without Lady Alex and Iovar. Behemoth and I only ever got the first ever clear without Lady Alex like a month ago. And here we go, this young account I'm about to show you. And we're going to break down the whole run, of course. We've got footage of the whole thing, and I'm here on his account to show you all the gearing. But this first clear ever with no Lady Alex and no Iovar, the best lord in the game for this stage, is extremely young.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
It is currently on day 96. This is less than 100 days old, this account. It is beyond shocking. What Waxpaw has accomplished here is insane. Maybe one of the craziest, if not the craziest thing to ever happen in this game in terms of rapid progress. And he actually did this 4 days ago. So it was on day 92, September 28th, when we were messaging about him finally doing it. He told me for a little while he thought he could do it. And then he's like, I think today's the day. And we've got the footage to prove it. So this is pretty goddamn unbelievable. We're going to hop right into the run. You can see now he has this fully unlocked with Power of Dominance, but you'll notice in the run, it's off the whole time because it is a first ever clear. This is his first clear of 324. This is how he did it. We got it on tape, and it's the first time anyone's ever done it without Lady Alexandra and without Iovar. So this is going to be the squad. I'm already going to get myself out of the way for a lot of this video, make myself a lot smaller, just a tiny little talking head here. And he is running Araka and Leia as his lords. Waxpaw actually was stuck on 323 for quite a while, as a lot of us get stuck. For him, a little goofier because he got stuck there in like, I don't know, 80 days. That's how long it took him to hit that wall. Most of us, it takes hundreds and hundreds of days. And I do want to take one quick moment to just say, this is the perfect example of what it takes to be the craziest player in a video game like this. He has spent a huge amount of money, but also completely mastered the game. A huge amount of skill and time has been poured into this. It's that perfect marriage of super high level and super high spender, and it is insane. I mean, there are so many Krakens that have not gone around to getting their Lady Alex yet that still haven't beaten this, and they're on day 700, 800, 900, depending on the server. And here we go with Waxpaw getting this done on day 92, still getting it done in under 100 days. So with his initial attempts, the original walls he hit was just not having the damage, not being able to deal with the right side. And that's kind of where Lady Alex is so strong, right? She deals so much damage to the boss, and she really helps handle the right side in a ridiculous way. And when you see the amount of effort that goes into getting this done here with this crazy comp, you can really appreciate how truly broken Lady Alex is. But once he pulled Sithra, he finally did hop in and try some attempts. He has an A5 Sithra here. She is stupid strong. And you'll see the way he uses her, even if you have her at lower awakening. This is something I've been playing around with on my account. You can get tons of bursts on the right side as you stack up all of her little summoned soldier clone guys, right? So this was like, he got Sithra, he's like, okay, I can probably do some cool stuff. However, he tried and tried, but he could not get the cost right. He could not get the timing right. And it took him pulling Kayn to truly open things back up. Because Kayn, I talked about it in all my breakdowns for Kayn, that his cost generation in general is the best in the game, but specifically that initial burst of getting 10 cost if he's under a lord after 10 seconds is so strong. Here it's only 7 because Kayn is not under a lord, but getting 7 costs back right away after just 10 seconds is pretty wacky. You also saw he has a pretty good awakening on his Kayn. Having A2 or higher is really what's important. Reducing Kayn's costs to only 10, I believe it is. Yeah, that brings it down from 12 to 10. Very strong. So though he already had Sithra and he had that damage problem start to get solved, he could not get the timing solved until he had Kayn. This is really interesting because it took acquiring the two most recent ancient non-lord units to come to the game, Sithra and Kayn, to finally get this done. So the power creep is real. That's what else is there to say. So once he had Kayn, then he moved to using Ireless, because before that he had to use Aelin since she's so low cost. He couldn't make it work with Ireless, but then once he could get Ireless in the mix instead of Aelin, things really opened up. Ireless obviously is bringing a ton of rage regeneration to everyone around her that can get the Serene Breath, and in general is giving the 1% map wide, just like Elwyn does. That's Ireless's base, and then everything was getting really, really, really good. The final thing he had to do, though, was place Leia as a Lord. Getting Leia as a Lord for Allura was really huge for the damage, and then you'll see we're going to place Leia behind Nyx, and the boost Leia gives Nyx pushed Nyx over the top. This is a crazy run. I think you guys are going to really not even believe it. All done in 92 days on this extreme expert account, extreme Kraken account. Let's get into it and let me show you this run. At the end, I'll show you everyone's builds, but I guess for now, let me show you like Yuri. The gear is excellent, and it goes to show you, even with the restraints the devs have tried to put on us in terms of how much you can farm a day, if you have enough passion and if you have enough cash, you can get it done. And it also really shows how broken the Forge is. For progression. Back in the day, you just could not get stuff like this, and you had to really split your time between Gear Aid 3 and Gear Aid 2 and Gear Aid 1. Now you can kind of focus in on just one thing, eventually Gear Aid 3, and you're going to get such good, Gear Aid 2 equivalent gear for the right side from the Forge, and then Gear Aid 1 superior gear from the left side from the Forge that, I don't know, it kind of changed the way Gear Aids work and where you actually have to farm. And yeah, here are the other two pieces. You can see it's awesome stuff. Without further ado, let's bring it in. I'll show you the rest of the builds at the end. This is going to be the run. Let me just rewind. He actually showed me all of his last few attempts here, so you can see as he fails it in real time. But let's look for this. This is the end of the second to last attempt it took. The last one is obviously the one he got it. You get here's a little teaser of the setup. I want you to see, though, that it actually does fail. There is the restart, and this is going to be the run. All right, so first things first, he's going to place his Yuri here. Yuri is so good for this fight, particularly if you have a couple awakenings, but regardless, she's awesome. Then he's going to place Kayn pointed down. Let me cut away for 1 second so you can see why. You can probably already guess, but he is in Wings of Grace. His job is to be a tanky meat sponge for the first chunk of the battle and to put Wings of Grace on Yuri. So that is what he's doing here, so that's why he's pointed down. And you'll see how quickly he generates this cost. It's so fast. Look at that, boom. Now we're cooking. So instantly we can get Silas out, and we're already almost ready for Diao Chan. We got Diao Chan there. We switch her to black mode. So now we've got Yuri and Silas firing on. Diao Chan is boosting them. This guy starts coming out, and we're waiting until we get 15 costs so we can deploy Sithra. Ults with Silas right as this guy starts to move, and then that's also when you play Sithra. And this is the crazy thing with Sithra, and you'll admire it the whole battle, I think. She's got her summons, right? The little red soldier guys, the archers that she summons. And they just stand on the portal is how the visual looks. So they just slowly gather throughout the battle, and they deal so much damage. So don't be too scared by the A5. They deal like overkill damage. Aside from this first kill here, that's really tricky. The rest, it's just a delete button whenever anyone makes it this far down. So Silas just gets that kill. This guy's coming. This is actually a timing I think Waxpaw could have waited on slightly. I mean, it's a pretty awesome run, but there's always little rooms for improvement. You're going to see he's going to ult with Sithra right now. I think if he had waited 1 second, Silas could have gotten the kill. It's hard to say for sure. He might have toyed around with it, but because he summons the clone now, like I think Silas could have gotten that kill by himself right here, right? But now the clone wastes a shot on that guy coming down. So that's the clone only gets 10 shots, right? Unless he gets the kills to refresh with the awakenings and stuff. But here you'll see the clone's strong enough, look at that in the bottom right, that he basically kills it. Sithra can keep shooting with her basic attacks. That gets it done. However, I saw previous versions of this where it was a little sweaty. I think delaying Sithra just a second there would have actually made this little smoother and less, you'd be less worried about the RNG. Speaking of RNG, I do want to point out, because the boss in Gear Aid 3 is going to be targeting those 3 random allies at a time, from this skill over here, which one is it? The Ascend 2, where it's basic attack targets 3 enemies and they're randomly selected. there's a lot of RNG that goes into this. So even if you've got this God squad, obviously you don't have Lady Alex and Iovar, but even if you have got this gear, these awakenings, this squad, it's still going to be a lot of attempts potentially to get it done, because just a couple moments of inopportune targeting for our benefit or against us by the boss, things can fall apart. Let's keep watching now. Silas and is just focusing in. Kane's only staying down there now just to take the aggro from these flyer bomber guys. You can see they're all targeting him because he's closest. He has enough costs for Nyx, but he's going to wait because he wants to get Nyx out at the same time as Leia. And Leia's pretty huge for boosting Nyx. I will also say Ireless is really, really good here. No, she can't fit this tank guy into her range. However, she's very, very clutch with like the big built up from her ult, whatever it's called. Let me actually look that up for you guys. I think it's called Healing Prayer, I want to say. That kind of mark that isn't Serene Breath that she puts on people. That, yeah, here we go, Healing Prayer. That leads to that burst healing. Also, she's got the occasional death save if you need it. I don't think we need it in this run, but still, very, very good. Now you get Leia, and just while we're paused, I will show you Leia is going to be in Wings of Grace as well, so she's buffing Nyx in that way, and when Leia ults, she's giving the big damage boost. Here you go, damage increase to Nyx. So that kind of pushes Nyx over the edge, and it allows you to do things like delay deployment. So here we go, no Allura yet, but getting ready to pick up Kane. Here comes some damage on Kane. Really big damage. You can see how much damage Yuri took there. So it's all very tight, but Ireless is coming in with those saves. Now we ult with Nyx. There she goes. And yeah, Nyx's damage is excellent. Just so good. Definitely you'll need her exclusive artifact, but it's really good. Getting ready with Kane here. Here we go with Sithra. She's going to see if she summon that other guy. Now there's a second guy. We pick up Kane. We place Allura. Let's wait till we get a better angle, and you can see the portal down here. You can kind of see them, though. There's these two. There you go. These two guys. And then a third guy will come there. And these guys just like stand. Just the way the animation lines up with this particular stage, they just stand there and quite literally defend the portal. Holding off on an Allura ult. Don't need it because you'll see these two guys delete this guy like it's literally nothing. I mean, they still, neither of them died, right? So they both still have shots to spare. The burst damage that Sithra can put out is insane. Almost died over here with Nyx. This is very, very, very clutch. Very, very well geared. Good healers. Everyone's just hanging on when we need them to. Now we ult with Allura. You will see Allura is staying invisible. That's because she has her exclusive bangle. Frankly, I think I'd have a pretty good shot to do something like this on my account, but what's holding me back is I have not gotten a single copy of Allura's bangle yet. That has the effect, gives her some extra damage, but also lets her stay invisible even when she ults. Otherwise, she loses her invisibility when she ults. But I haven't even had that drop yet. And I'm not even saying a good drop. I don't have a single one. So look, we've got the three guys here. 1, 2, 3. Watch this. Also, very quickly, let me rewind. I want to show you there. I was too distracted by Allura. First time in my life I'll ever say that. He goes to place Araka here. Araka will deal a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of damage, but like almost nothing, a little bit from the poisons and stuff. She's really there, she's just tanking the aggro. And then she needs to be self-healing and stuff. Or I actually guess he's running her exclusive artifact there. But after he does that, right when they're coming down, even though she's still invisible, you pick up Allura so you can place Araka. And then now watch these 3 summons on the portal. These 3 red archer guys. Look at this. Look at the overkill that this damage is. It's shocking. Look at this. Boom, boom, completely deleted. Like it wasn't even close. It's crazy. So they're targeting in on Araka here. She's just tanking. She can't heal up, right? Because Ireless's range ends here. It's this rectangle, but she's quite tanky. That's what I'm saying. She's dealing like no damage, right? She is a meat sack. She is a body bag shield. And she'll just hold on, and then we'll have Kane ready when we need it. If we need it. Here comes the final guy, and you can kind of see, this is the crescendo of the battle. There's going to be huge attacks and huge incoming assaults by them and huge attacks by us defending on 3 fronts at once. Boom, boom, and boom. So here we go. They come out. Let's get a third summon up with Sithra. They had used up all their shots. Now we're going to go for Nyx. Nyx is getting a lot of good rage cycling because she gets the burst, little bit of burst rage from Leia's ult, and then she gets the permanent constant rage from Ireless that Ireless is giving to everybody, even if they don't have Serene Breath. Araka's still holding on really well, right? She still hasn't even died yet. Now these guys are coming out. You can see if she tanks this well, you can just keep her down. So look at this. We got 3 sides. Araka finally dies. Now we're tanking this damage, trying to hold on with our archers. Let's get Alora down here. We got to get this Silas ult right now. Look at those guys completely delete that solo guy. And now these guys, this is like a tricky moment. It's like, can they kill the boss before she can summon even more and advance even more? And it's tight. Hammering Alora's ult, as you can see. Get her going. There she goes. Get with Yuri, and then we should get the kill here. Sithra's ready if we need another summon at the last second. Nyx has her ult coming back up. Leia with a boost and a rage push. And look, this is it all happening once. The boss goes down. Alora's dealing damage, but still not particularly good damage, which is just crazy. This Alora build you're going to see is insane, and then this is still the damage we get. Now blasting off with Nyx, taking it all down, and now watch the final bit in the corner here with the summons. Boom, boom, and boom. Insane. Just these last 2 units here, Nyx can pick them off, Leia to the rescue, and there you have it. The first ever clear of 324, a first clear. You notice the entire time in the corner above me, there was never Power of Dominance. This is a first clear on this account, and a first clear ever, period, for the history of Watcher Realms to not include Iovar or Lady Alexandra. Truly remarkable. So bravo, Waxpaw. The amount of wailing combined with the amount of insane skill and commitment that it took to get this done is just maybe unparalleled so far in the game. These are the big damage numbers. You can see Alora coming in with like 42 million damage. It all depends who they're targeting, though. But in case anyone wanted to see that, pretty dang clean. And now he's got his clear. He's unlocked his POD. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. Finally, we'll go to where we began this video. He goes into the records, and we can see that he is the most recent clear. Their most recent clear. They only show the official clears here, no POD clears. Scroll down, and there it is. The most recent clear at the time of filming this, and the first ever clear, courtesy of Waxpaw, with Leia and Araka as lords, no Iovar, and then no Lady Alex used at all. So I hope you guys appreciate the video. I'll take a quick moment now to show you all the gear, but if you just wanted to see all this stuff, I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this whole process because we were in touch for a few days, and it was really cool to see him pull it off in the end. Once I saw how close he was getting, I didn't doubt it for a second, but it's still, you can be that close. You guys have seen some of my streams, and it still might be 8 more hours of banging your head against the table, even if you're doing everything right. So bravo, Waxpaw. If you guys want to say GG in the comments, you definitely should. And thank you, Waxpaw, for sharing this with us, sharing the footage, and letting me share this with everybody. All right, let's get into this now, go through all the gearing, just going down the list, starting with Araka. She's just in full tanky girl mode. You want some speed so we can take full advantage of that artifact. I think I missaid it earlier, but she is wearing a Lunacy Visor. This is the natural choice so she can keep self-healing. This thing's going to be maxed out. Nice HP roll there, too. Nothing too crazy, but still very, very, very nice. And yeah, she just needs to be able to survive long enough because you saw he went the route of not placing Kayn back out because then you'd have to, not be able to place Alora as fast as you'd want, stuff like that. So super doable, but you're going to need a really tanky Araka to make it far enough. And then you're going to need really DPS on Yuri and Silas or whomever else you're using in the middle to finish the boss off before you would need another tank. So that's going to be the artifact. Unshaken Will on the right. This provides a little extra, it provides a ton of tankiness, but also a little extra HP recovery. Pretty solid pieces. Again, though, not like crazy, right? Like no defense bonus here, just going for huge HP numbers and speed. This piece didn't even roll well. If we go here on the side, excellent, excellent piece. And this is what you want to see. Instead of, I guess you'd want defense bonus instead of flat defense. But for the rest, just huge attack speed, huge HP bonus, and flat HP. And then here we've got HP bonus and some attack speed. That's going to be really nice. And you can just see more and more and more tier 3 gear. Tier 3 gear is starting to finally feel like it is the 3rd tier. If we go on now and continue, also, he's got the A5 Araka, no Iovar, brutal. Here we got Nyx. Nyx coming in at A5. All of Nyx awakenings are good. She's one of those heroes in the game. There aren't many where every single awakening is good, and that's going to be Nyx. For the artifact, you absolutely are going to want the Scarlet Dagger. You can see his is very high promotion, but not maxed out. He's got some level of gems on everything as well. Kind of no excuses, though, because he did this in less than 100 days, right? Excellent rolls here, looking for some HP. She definitely needed it, right? There were a couple moments where she nearly died. So definitely, this actually shows you a pretty good, like, minimum HP you're shooting for. So she's coming in at 25K, 25.5K. That's probably the range you want to be in. Now we got this nice Cetrum quad, and now we've got this honestly poor HP roll. I'm wondering, has he already refined it? He has on the attack bonus, so that's too bad, but clearly he had enough. Very, very good triple here, though. No crit rate, but he's hunting the rest of the crit rate elsewhere. So good little trio of stats there with the attack speed, the attack bonus, and the crit damage. That's a nice Nyx build. I'll show you the total stuff here. You want to see? Let's continue on. Next up, we have got Silas. This Silas A5 for the artifact. We've got the Spirit Siphon over his exclusive. For a fight like this, I think I do agree with that, where he's killing stuff so frequently anyway. I got the crit damage special red gem enhancement, whatever you call that reg augmentation. The runic augmentation gem. Pretty good stuff. Let's go to the set here. You might be surprised to see him in Soulbound Arcana, and actually I was too when he showed this to me. In my opinion, it actually is incorrect. However, it's not like Waxpaw did this because he thought it was better than Infernal Roar. Simply, his Soulbound Arcana is at a whole nother level than his Infernal Roar, and that's just the RNG that goes into some accounts. He ended up running 2 crit damage main stats, and if he had run at least 2, if not 3 attack bonus main stats, I think he would have had a lot easier time with the boss. It's an interesting thing, but you think a unit that's ignoring defense as much as this, you could ignore attack bonus, and if the defense is very low, that is true. However, against high defense opponents, you just still want to have high attack, even if you're ignoring the defense. I know that doesn't fully make sense, but just the bigger the gap between your attack and the defense, the better for any hard content in this game. It's a real spaghetti code that is the damage calculation. And then why would you want to use Infernal Roar over Soulbound Arcana? Obviously, he has 5 stacks almost immediately. It's just because of the way the damage calculation scales with ignore defense or true damage units. Soulbound Arcana does not get the same kind of multiplying effect on ignore defense and true damage, anything penetrating, that Infernal Roar does. That's why you'll consistently see Infernal Roar on a Praetus, right? Instead of Soulbound Arcana. It's just going to work extremely, extremely well. Same thing with Ingrid, right? So it's not just that he's a basic attack unit. So this is an unbelievable build, unbelievable gear, but I will say, if he had run at least 2 attack bonus main stats and run Infernal Roar, it would have been even better. So excellent stuff here. You did see there's one big flat HP roll. That's pretty good. Let's see the total HP he got. Again, it's right around that 25.5. It seems like 25.5K is what you're looking for this fight. We got a nice quad here. Not the greatest rolls, but a very nice piece. And then we've got a really good one here. And you can see, again, when you hunt good enough gear and you hunt crit rate from other pieces, later in the game, endgame, you can ignore crit rate on one piece. So a piece like this is actually perfect. So he gets all that rage regen, and he's still crit capped. Very, very nice. Let's go to Cithra now while we're here. She's in a maxed out Blight Collars. She's got a crit rate roll there. And you can see she's not even crit capped. She's such overkill at A5, as you saw. She just never has trouble. Outside of that very first one, there's a tight timing. But everything else, once she has her 3 summons up, which she has for the rest of the battle, she is mindlessly good. He's got Hell's Lament on her. It's pretty good. However, because you're ulting so far ahead of time very often, I don't think that's going to be the best move for her. In something like Arena, it definitely would be, where you're ulting a ton. But because she's ulting and then very often having her 3 summons just stand there and then you're good, she's going to be better off in something like a Soulbound Arcana or a Cataclysm. That being said, it still works perfectly fine. And this is excellent, excellent gear. As you can see, this one not amazing, but he had enough crit. 93.5 worked for him. And got some rage regen for when he needs to get another clone up. Flat defense, whatever. He does get that awesome Starpiercer effect with the anti-air damage. We go here. We've got a really nice looking quad there and a really nice looking quad here. Not like god tier rolls, but hey, how many accounts even have that many quads? So excellent, excellent stuff. Let's go to Yuri since she's right here. He's got a maxed out Yuri exclusive. I've got to ask him, but I'm pretty sure he must have put Mythic Essence into this. But by all means, this is such a good exclusive. Prioritizing the enemies with the lowest attack goes such a long way for Yuri. It really takes things to the next level, and it still gets that 30% damage increase effect like a Spirit Siphon would. But you probably need it max out for it to pass the Spirit Siphon, or at least have it fairly high promotion. He gets that done here. For Yuri, he's got her in some really nice Cataclysm. Excellent variant piece here. I don't know if anyone's putting out the slows to help with this, though. Maybe they would count it from Araka with her kind of like webby stun slow. Probably not, though. Still really good. Insane rolls. Beautiful. 28% crit rate. Then we've got this here, another quad, huge flat attack. You love to see that. And then here's our one requisite HP bonus roll. A little bit less HP on this Yuri. She comes in at 24.6, but she also was the one on the verge of death a couple times. So I would say for all of your DPS marksmen, at least the two in the front, middle, and then the one on the left, please try to shoot for like 25k plus. On the left now, we have a brilliant quad here. Excellent. This is a Uridan quad too. Insane. And then we've got a great quad here, 28% attack bonus. Again, one of the other best exclusives in the game. The Anai exclusive is insanity. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Really, really good out of Yuri. We've got Nyx right here. She's in that exclusive at promo 4, nearly maxed out. She's in some Soulbound Arcana. She'd be really good in Soulbound Arcana or Infernal Roar. Personally, I would run her in Infernal Roar, that we know he has. I mean, you can just see it. There's so much more Soulbound Arcana than Infernal Roar on this account. And if you click piece by piece, you can really feel it. The reason with Nyx is just she gets a ton of penetration from her exclusive, and for that reason, I think she does scale better with Infernal Roar, but Soulbound Arcana is still an awesome choice, especially if you have pieces like this. Holy crap. Let's keep going. Amazing quad, and then some nice flat attack on another quad. Here we've got a Setram quad. This piece is incredible. You can see some of the very best gear on Nyx, and that unfortunate HP bonus. I realize we've already talked about Nyx and I doubled back up. I'll leave it in. Everyone makes mistakes. We've covered all the marksmen now. Let's go to Leia. Leia's going to be in some Wings of Grace. I'll click through very, very quickly. And then she's got her Leia exclusive here, looking for some good speed, and she has excellent speed. And then some nice tankiness. And then everything else just with the healing. So over 28k HP. Very, very good attack there, but Leia does have tremendously high base attack. Excellent speed at 608, getting that attack interval down to 1.4 seconds from 3.0. Quite good rage regen. It's a very, very good Leia build. For the artifact, he went with Leia's exclusive. This is a little bit of an RNG thing because you don't know what's going to happen. Personally, I probably would have gone with either a Golden Scarab or I always forget the new name of this. I always call it Last Hope. Taya's Balm. Those would both be great, but I mean, it clearly works. And if you're going to hit the good RNG, it's going to be great as well. And Leia worked perfectly as a great Lord for Allura, and then some excellent boosting for Nyx that really pushed Nyx over the edge, because Nyx got it done, but it was a little tight, even with that insanely good Nyx gear. We got Allura now. This is what gives me the ultimate headache. I mean, this is here an A5 Allura with her exclusive maxed out with some excellent gems onto it. And look at this, like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. Right? He doesn't need crit rate. She's already crit cap from everything else. Some of the best gear on this awesome account. Look at this piece. Again, not a quad, but look how high these rolls are. Insane. And then we've got this watch card exclusive, absolutely gorgeous, like incredible. No flat attack, but we need that rage regen. It's perfect. Beautiful quad here, and then a beautiful quad here. This is the level of gear that was on her, and she could not have done a worse job on the right side. I mean, still better than she would do in almost any other account, but Sithra had to come save the day every time. Allura's not even close to doing it by herself, and that's just crazy. With a maxed out exclusive artifact, god tier gear, and an exclusive piece of gear, it's still not enough. She still can't do the only thing she does in this game, and it's just, I think Allura is a travesty. She's still my most hated character, even if I have to use her once in a while on takeovers and stuff. Yeah, very crazy strong Allura build. Let me actually show you those final stats so you can really appreciate it. Just through the roof kind of stuff. We'll get the full summations here. 23.2 HP doesn't matter because she's invisible all the time, but 17.6 scaling off of less than 4k attack, and that is with Awaken 2 and higher. 1.0 second attack interval, almost 350% crit damage. This is an insanely good build in the most meta sets, and she still stinks. Let's go to Ireless now. She's an Invig. So I believe it was Silas getting Invig from Ireless, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, Silas got the Wings of Grace from Diachin. All right, so this is just for herself. This actually wasn't applied to anyone. Just looking for high attack, tons of speed, and then a touch of tankiness. Excellent gear. All tier 2 gear. Pretty doable for anyone that's reached this point, but very good gear. 28.2k HP, excellent attack, almost 23k attack, very fast, extremely fast at 1.1 seconds, almost 700 attack speed. This is an excellent, excellent build. For the artifact, we got Taya's Bomb. I think that's definitively going to be the best. She's getting a lot of clutch saves from the healing prayer she puts out, and she can put out multiple over time. They just get triggered when they need it, but having the Taya's Bomb as well goes a pretty long way. Diao Chan, crank that attack to the moon, and that's what he's done here. After that, just look for HP. Pretty rough piece, though. Look, very, very low flat attack. He probably just needed that HP bonus. If we go here, this is insane. This piece blows my mind. 522 attack, and almost 24% HP bonus. And then again, another very, very good piece, 460 and 21.5. Here we've got extremely high attack at 30%, and then extremely high attack at 29.5%, great HP bonus, and some really solid flat attack. Comes out to a really good Diao Chan build. For Awakening, she's maxed out. A3 is the real thing that was relevant here. And then she's got the max out exclusive with a very good attack roll as well. This is going to be one of the higher attack Diao Chans you've probably ever seen. If it wasn't for this bangle, where I guess he really needed this HP, but looking at it, I don't think he did. He could have been competing for one of the highest attack Diao Chans ever. 16.1k is wild. My Diao Chan with so much effort is like just getting towards 15k. And I've got amazing gear. And he's at 16.1, and it could be probably like 16.3, 16.4 with a better piece here, right? He's probably leaving 200 on the table. Very, 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 very nice. Let's wrap it up now with Kane, wherever that guy's hiding. Kane's build is really simple, right? Kane is going to be in Wings of Grace, so he can buff Yuri, and then he's a tank. That's how you build him. So he's just like a sponge for the start of the battle, looking for some pure tankiness. Some rolls really good, some rolls less good. Excellent piece here. Another excellent piece here, and that'll do it. For the artifact, he's got the Key of the Forsaken just to give him some more HP, and there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I went a little heavy in on the gearing at the end, but honestly, this account is just so cool. I really wanted to show it off to you guys. I mean, here's an account. I do a lot of farming. You know, I'm no Kraken. I get my content creator diamonds, but I don't get to live this full life. But I have been playing, you know, 700 plus days at a pretty dang high level, and then here's someone who has definitively better gear, or at least in a lot certain sets, definitively better gear on day 96. And this is the guy who did a brilliant job cracking the case. It took some high awakenings, but hey, he did it. The amount of skill level, you know, every content creator has the test server, and no one else has done it yet. And you can make something a lot crazier than this. So it is just unbelievable. I think it's one of the more skillful moments in Watcher Realms history. So shout out to Waxpaw. Thank you for sharing your account. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end of the video and you appreciated it, please do subscribe to the channel. Say thank you to Waxpaw in the comments. Maybe drop a GG. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.